Have you ever wondered about the geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea? Today we delve into one specific incident, the Julian Felipe Reef dispute. The South China Sea, a vital waterway with rich natural resources, is a hotbed of geopolitical contention. Several nations, including China, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian countries, lay claim to various parts of these waters, leading to numerous territorial disputes. Each has its historical, legal, and strategic reasons. But today we'll focus on a recent and significant incident that has captured global attention, the Julian Felipe Reef dispute. This issue involves hundreds of Chinese vessels parked in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, causing international concern and triggering diplomatic clashes. It's a story of sovereignty, maritime rights, and international law, entwined with the politics of power and survival. Now that we've set the stage, let's zoom in on the Julian Felipe Reef dispute. The Julian Felipe Reef dispute began when a large number of Chinese vessels were spotted in the area. But what followed next? Let's delve into the timeline of events. In early March, the Philippine Coast Guard reported the presence of around 220 vessels, believed to be manned by Chinese maritime militia personnel. This sighting sparked immediate concerns, not only over the apparent encroachment of territorial waters, but also fears of overfishing and potential navigation risks. As the days rolled by, the Philippines expressed its concerns louder, leading to an international tribunal stepping in. The tribunal invalidated China's claim to 90% of the South China Sea, a ruling that China refused to recognize. This refusal, however, did not dampen the Philippines' determination to protect its waters and the marine life within. The Philippines, under President Rodrigo Duterte, decided to take a diplomatic approach to the situation. Despite initial strong rebukes, Duterte's administration toned down their response, emphasizing the importance of peacefully resolving the dispute. The Philippine government stated that the issues would be resolved through diplomatic channels and peaceful means, avoiding any confrontation that could lead to a war the Philippines would likely lose. China, on the other hand, defended the presence of their vessels, claiming they were merely seeking shelter from adverse weather. This explanation, however, was met with skepticism, considering the sheer number of vessels present. Meanwhile, the international community was not silent on the matter. The United States in particular was vocal in criticizing China's actions in the region. The U.S. Embassy expressed support for the Philippines, calling on China to stop using its maritime militia to intimidate others. The Julian Felipe Reef dispute highlights the broader issues at stake in the South China Sea. It's a tale of territorial claims, diplomatic tensions, and the struggle for control over vital international waters. It's a story that continues to unfold, reminding us of the delicate balance that must be maintained in our shared oceans. The Julian Felipe Reef incident is more than a dispute over a reef. It's a microcosm of the larger South China Sea conflict. This tension is not just about territory, it's also about regional stability and international law. The South China Sea, a critical global trade route, is riddled with competing territorial claims, and the Julian Felipe Reef is just one battlefield in this wider struggle. The Philippines' approach to this issue is commendable. They've chosen diplomacy over aggression, seeking peaceful resolution through diplomatic channels. However, this strategy is not without its risks. While diplomacy is always the preferred route, there's a danger that such an approach may be perceived as weakness, potentially emboldening those with territorial ambitions. This incident also has broader implications for international law. In 2016, an international tribunal invalidated China's claim to 90% of the South China Sea. However, China does not recognize this ruling. This defiance raises questions about the power and effectiveness of international legal bodies and whether their rulings can truly enforce territorial rights. Furthermore, this situation could potentially destabilize the region. The presence of Chinese vessels in disputed waters creates an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension, which could escalate into conflict if not carefully managed. As the geopolitical chess game continues, the world watches and waits.